We got Raw Reunion featuring Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Eve Torres, Santino Marella, Captain Charisma, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Roman Reigns with a big dog logo. And that's cool and all, but none of that really matters because we also got Alicia Fox! They got Alicia Fox! She was listed as one of the legends, and most importantly, she even got the hat! Alicia Fox plus a hat, already a 10 out of 10 show, but I've got more highlights. Seth Rollins making fun of Brock Lesnar, that was embarrassing. Who are you? Who are you, Rollins? You're just a baby. You're a kid, you're a flippin' baby. I hate babies. You know, you're just crying all the time. This is a farmer. We're looking at a true farmer. An elite farmer right here. Who are you to make fun of Brock Lesnar? Seth Rollins also said that Brock Lesnar is nothing but a Seth Rollins wannabe. That's the dumbest promo I've ever heard in my entire life. Then again, it kinda makes sense. I've seen a couple of changes in Brock Lesnar during these past few weeks, but I cannot put my finger on it. I don't know what it is. I guess he changed a bit, but honestly, that's the worst promo I've ever heard. Brock Lesnar is a Seth Rollins wannabe. How? And WWE were like, we don't really like this The Great One guy. So they decided that I should not be hearing anything from this point on because that was... wow. They did something with my ears that I did not enjoy. Wow. And again, WWE are all about that clickbait. They promised us Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch! But all I got was Becky Lynch. Was that a lie? Welcome everybody to another episode of Greatness of Raw. This time an unironic Greatness of Raw because that was a great episode. A lot of people will complain that none of it made any sense and it's not important. What's next? You are giving all this time to part-timers who are not gonna be here next time. Who cares? We've been watching the same show for a year right now. Can't we just enjoy what was given to us this week? Please. And by the way, one more good thing about the show. WWE said, enough! Enough with the scrap! And they gave us more Roman Reigns. No, they said enough! And they removed one rule that we hated so much completely. So, in this edition of Monday Night Raw, I'm pretty sure about that. But then again, I could be wrong. Because I'm not watching it live, you know, I don't get commercials. But I've seen this thing right here. So basically, I guess it means that the 2 out of 3 falls matches rule is out. It's over. We are getting matches during the commercials. Thankfully. Because you know how much WWE did not make any sense because of this rule. So thankfully, it's probably over. So the show actually opens with a boy who was not announced, John Cena, everybody. John Cena gets on the microphone and talks about how much he's glad to be back. And he also said that WWE is his home. He says he's very excited, but then he gets interrupted by the Usos who wanted a rap battle. They roasted John Cena by bringing up how John Cena left the WWE for the movie business, and John Cena brought up the mugshots. Then the Usos introduced us to Rikishi, and we were about to get a dance, which I was not a fan of. I really did not want to see that, to be quite honest with you. But the Revival saved us, people. And they also have some company. Von Dudley. Before the match, we got Jimmy Hart backstage talking to Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan says he's so pumped to be on Raw and he wants an opponent. 1,000 years too late, Hulk. Booker T joins the commentary. Great to see the 5-time champion. And we got the Usos versus the Revival. John Cena was not there anymore because I guess he cannot wrestle. Not like, you know, you cannot wrestle because you are a bad wrestler. None of that. He cannot wrestle because, you know, he is going to be in Fast and Furious. I think so. And he cannot risk getting an injury. So we got the match. Pretty nice, I guess. Something we've seen before, so I was not very excited. But they got distracted because Rikishi was about to fight Devon Dudley. So the Usos capitalized on that and they won the match with the splash of the top rope on Dawson for the 3 count. So that was a great way to open the show. John Cena was not announced, and then we begin the show with John Cena's music. I marked out, and people, I miss the guy. I really miss the guy. Roman Reigns is just not the same, let's be honest. Anyway, then we got the absolute highlight of the show. The absolute highlight of the show, because we got Alicia Fox. They got Alicia Fox on Raw, people. Wow. Wow. She's backstage talking to Dana Brooke about her wardrobe, about the hat, and former WWE talent Caitlyn interrupts. How dare you interrupt Alicia Fox when she's talking? And then Tori Wilson, and then Santino interrupts. Santino has the Cobra puppet on his hand and jokes around with Alicia and Tori. Do you got that little thing? Are you talking about oh, the Cobra? Something like that happened, basically. And by the way, Santino Marella should have never been fired. The man is pure entertainment, and I'm not even sarcastic. I cannot believe that they got rid of Santino Marella. I want to see more of this guy, especially in this era with the 24/7 championship. It's shocking to me how they did not use Santino Marella in 24/7 championship segments. How? You had the opportunity last night. Drew McIntyre interrupts and basically everyone just got scared. 24/7 champion R-Truth and Carmella are backstage for an interview. They talked about E3 video game event. They leave and Charlie Caruso is by herself. The Godfather walks in to join her and they dance and they, wanna get it on, I guess. Then we got Cedric Alexander versus Drew McIntyre. They get into it at ringside before the match and Cedric hits a moonsault off the turnbuckle to Drew McIntyre on the ringside floor. Cedric misses a shot and then Drew McIntyre destroyed the guy. One of the biggest spots was actually him hitting an Alabama slam on Cedric Alexander onto the ring apron from the floor. So that looked pretty good, but nobody won the match. So I am happy that they are kinda giving a push to Cedric Alexander, and I'm happy seeing Drew McIntyre without Shane McMahon. For one reason or another, tonight we did not see Shane McMahon, and I'm very happy about that. I'm pretty sure we're seeing him tomorrow. Don't worry, all the Shane McMahon stands. We are seeing him tomorrow. I know we have a lot of Shane McMahon fans right here. I got a lot of "I want the best in the world" back in the WWE comments, so I guess they're talking about Shane McMahon. Drake Maverick is looking for a place to hide. He opens the box and it's full of worms. I thought my classmate visited Raw because he used to eat worms all the time. Yes, I'm not even kidding. Boogeyman appears and scares Drake, so he falls down. WWE legend Pat Patterson walks in and stomps on Drake. Then he pins him and we got the new 24/7 champion. The first legend to hold the 24/7 championship, I guess. This was great and stuff like this happened throughout the show. So we are going to talk about that a little bit later. But then we got Captain Charisma on commentary. Yes, I'm so happy. One of my favorite WWE wrestlers of all time. Very underrated, glad to see him, but I don't get this. It's Raw Reunion, just change the Miz TV to the Peep Show. Why not? I wish Christian was used in a more meaningful way on this show, but it was great seeing him. I loved it when Corey Graves asked who's better, Edge or Christian, and Christian said, well, I'm here, so I guess I'm better. And he was a commentator for the match of the Viking Raiders versus Hawkins and Ryder, who actually were not buried right here. They actually got some moments, wow, but they obviously lost the match as the Raiders double teamed on Ryder for the 3 count. We see several WWE personalities backstage in the catering area. Maria walks in to yell at Mike Kanellis while he's talking to Eve Torres and Eric Bischoff, who said that you should be working for SmackDown or something like that. Maria yells at Mike about rubbing lotion on her stomach so she doesn't get stretch marks from her pregnancy. Maria walks off as everyone else in the room looks on awkwardly. Ron Simmons walks in and of course we got the damn Joe. This was great. I also appreciate the fact that Eric Bischoff acknowledged that he's working for SmackDown. I like that. WWE not treating us like idiots. Sometimes. Very rarely. Let's move on. We go backstage and it looks like Gerald Briscoe has pinned Pat Patterson for the 24/7 championship. Briscoe walks in into Kelly Kelly. She hugs him but then low blows him and pins him for the 3 count. Kelly Kelly is now the 24/7 champion, the first ever female 24/7 champion. A Barbie. Who knew that a Barbie doll is going to win the championship first? Weird stuff right here. But that was great, I like that. Samoa Joe comes out to the ring and gets on the microphone and he talks about Raw Reunion and we should not be celebrating blah 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 blah. Roman Reigns comes out to interrupt. They argue, he disrespected his family. You know what happens when you disrespect the family, we get a brawl. And then we got a match in which Roman Reigns won the match with a spear for the 3 count. Yay, this is something I want to talk about. During a Raw Reunion, all I want to talk about is Roman Reigns, the guy with a big dog logo right here. That's the worst thing about the guy. Seriously. His gimmick is the big dog. And you have a big dog, right? The Miz comes out to host Miz TV and he introduces his guest, Seth Rollins. He talks about his feud with Brock Lesnar and he says he's not obsessed with Brock Lesnar. And he calls Lesnar a Seth Rollins wannabe. Paul Heyman interrupts on a microphone from the gorilla position and he basically warns Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins made fun of Brock Lesnar, basically calling him a gorilla or something like that, like he knows something. If you're gonna name call Brock Lesnar, might as well call him a cow. Yes, no disrespect to Brock Lesnar right here on this channel. I'm not tolerating that, and none of my fans are. You get it? Rollins says he's not like Brock Lesnar. Of course he's not, he's way worse. And he is going to face the best of the best. And this time it's going to be AJ Styles. Charlie Caruso is talking with Jimmy Hart, Tori Wilson, Rikishi, and others. Sami Zayn interrupts and says that the so-called legends are people who were just lucky to be there during the Attitude Era. Rey Mysterio interrupts. I think you should be a little bit more respectful. Or something like that. That's my Rey Mysterio impression, whatever. You should be a little bit more respectful. I have a similar voice to Rey Mysterio. And I'm gonna do a 619. You're not gonna see a 619, brother. 24/7 champion Kelly meets Candice Michelle, Melina, and Naomi backstage to brag about her title win. Candice Michelle attacks Kelly and pins her. And then Medusa runs in and Candice taps out to Medusa and she wins the 24/7 championship. Jonathan Coachman joins the commentary. We got Rey Mysterio versus Sami Zayn, in which Rey Mysterio hits the 619 on Sami Zayn and he wins the match after a frog splash. Decent match, but who cares? I think the biggest problem of the show is that we were so focused on the legends that we didn't really care about matches like Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns or Rey Mysterio versus Sami Zayn. I wish we got something a bit more meaningful. But the show was still very good in my opinion. I know I've criticized the wild card rule a lot, but then again, I'm starting to like it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kinda into it right now. So then we got Ric Flair. The Street Profits made a couple of cool jokes. I'm starting to like them a little bit. Alundra Blaze was about to do something she did on WCW Nitro, and she was about to throw away the 24/7 championship. A great reference, but the Million Dollar Man Ted DiBiase comes out and he buys the championship because everybody has a price. Jerry the King Lawler comes out to join the commentary table and we got AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins. That was a pretty decent match, but of course the most special moment was when the club were about to basically jump on Seth Rollins 3-on-1, not fair, and that's when we got the Generation X. And these two, for whatever reason. I don't know why. We got a brawl that was pretty entertaining. After the brawl, Seth Rollins says, if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Alicia Fox! Good way to use the Generation X. Shawn Michaels looks a bit better, in my opinion. And that was a pretty cool segment, I'm not gonna lie. We see Ted DiBiase getting into a limo, and then something is basically happening. We hear a bunch of sounds. Turns out, Drake Maverick won back his 24/7 championship. Mick Foley comes out to the ring and gets on the microphone. He wanted to show you a clip of when he won the championship. Pretty funny, I guess. I'm gonna go back to Monday Night Raw 20 years later, and I'm gonna show you my favorite footage. But the video glitched out, the lights went off, and that's when Bray Wyatt attacked Mick Foley. That was great, I appreciate that. What I don't like about it is the fact that it's a bit too long. If you wanna make it special, it needs to be quick. It went for way too long, the sound effect went for way too long. That's what I did not really like, and it might be an unpopular opinion, I'm not quite sure, but I didn't like it. But just like I've predicted, Bray Wyatt attacked a legend. So I hope that the next time we see something from Bray Wyatt is not gonna be the same thing again, where basically the lights go off and he attacks someone. I don't want to see that again. Make sure that this character stays fresh. We got a moment of bliss with Becky Lynch and Natalya, and that was, I guess, pretty cool. They brawled, no friendship anymore, and the match is probably not gonna be bad, but who really cares? Like, It's not even believable. Is Natalya gonna be the next women's champion? The only reason Natalya is facing Becky Lynch at SummerSlam is because it's happening in Canada. That's the only reason, and nobody cares. We see Drake Maverick getting into his limo with his wife, but R-Truth comes out, rolls up Drake for the free count, the new 24/7 champion. He gets in a limo and drives off, while Drake Maverick's wife is still in the limousine. It took a while for Drake Maverick to realize that. We got Braun Strowman versus James Ellsworth 2.0. Braun Strowman said, "Don't blink because this is gonna be a fast one." I didn't blink and I nearly lost my vision. This lasted for like 5 or 4 minutes. What are you talking about? Anyway, in our surprise, Braun Strowman won the match and I was like, okay, so what's next? Bobby Lashley coming out? What's next? Are they going to destroy the stage again? What is going? Nothing. That's it. That was the whole point. Him beating a jobber for no reason whatsoever. Ric Flair comes out to the stage and a crowd of WWE legends come out behind him. Hulk Hogan's music hits. "Well, let me tell you something, brother." And he basically talks about how great it is to celebrate Raw's reunion. He's gonna tell us something, brother, and that's gonna be it. I totally forgot about Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin's music hits, the biggest pop of the night. He comes out looking as young as ever. The man doesn't age as well. I don't know how, but he looks great, in an amazing shape. It actually looks like he could have another match in the WWE. And this man stole the show. This man stole the show. He basically said that all of us are family, whether it's the people who are working here, people in the crowd, watching at home, everybody. He talked about how he drank with Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, and basically everyone. And that was an amazing promo. The crowd were really into it. The what chants making sense for once. And then we basically got everyone drinking beer. Then Stone Cold Steve Austin asked how much time we have left. It was like over a minute and he decided to talk again. The man is pure entertainment. I don't think we will ever get someone as over as Stone Cold Steve Austin was. A guy from the Attitude Era stole the show in 2019, got the biggest pop. That is absolutely nuts. So this was a good episode. Like I've said, it didn't really matter, but who cares? We've been watching the same crap every single week. For once, let's appreciate what's been given to us. If you didn't like the show, don't worry. Next time, in the next episode, you're gonna see Shane McMahon talking to Roman Reigns, and it's gonna be great, people. But I might be in the minority right here. I like the show. So, thanks for watching. Like if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Always appreciate that. And as always, the great one, peace, love, and hugs.